How's it going, guys? Trev back again. Here to bring you another video. This video is going to be doing my thoughts, or doing a kind of a review on the first trailer we've got, the Red Band trailer for Kick-Ass 2. So the movie hits August 16, 2013, and it's probably going to be what I like to think of as like a dark horse with regards to comic book movies this year. Because we have so many being released. We have Wolverine, we have, Iron Man, we have Superman, Man of Steel, which is really anticipated because we haven't had a good Superman movie in a really long time. And then, of course, Kick-Ass, and isn't Thor supposed to come out later this year, I think? Or is it next year? Whatever, sometime. But yeah, there's a lot of comic book movies coming out, this summer. At least four, maybe others if you want to look more closely, but four big ones. This one, being that it's going to be near the end of the summer, it'll probably be one a lot of people will probably not go see. If you guys don't know much about Kick-Ass, for my subscribers who are just here for The Walking Dead or whatever, I'll put the link in the description below. You can go ahead and click on it to watch the trailer. If you haven't seen Kick-Ass 1, obviously, you won't get it. You won't get what's going on. So you kind of have to watch that, and you can watch it online or whatever you want. I do like Kick-Ass quite a bit. I like the graphic novels. 1 and 2. I like the first movie. I thought it was great. I think the choice of putting in McLovin as the bad guy, as the motherfucker, as he calls himself, McFucker, it works. It's great. It's great. I mean, I think he's hilarious. I like Superbad. I thought he was really funny as McLovin. And he's like a perfect choice. I like the throwback in this to the Joker, 1989, Jack Nicholson, where he's like, wait till they get a load of me. He's got that line. I think that was from the first Kick-Ass, or I'm pretty sure it was. But for some reason, it's in this trailer again. So that should be good. He should be really funny and fun to have in the movie because he's just, really, really funny. And then, of course, Jim Carrey is going to be in the movie, which I couldn't believe. I was like, really? They got Jim Carrey to do it? I wouldn't think that they'd be able to get, to afford or to be able to get Jim Carrey to want to even do it. Because it's like Colonel Stars and Stripes in the graphic novel, he's a character in Kick-Ass 2 that, I mean, he's got a decent amount of, of dialogue and he plays a decent role in it, but he doesn't play a huge role in it. So that's why I was thinking, like, somebody like Jim Carrey, would he really even want to? But his interpretation of Colonel Stars and Stripes should be pretty funny. I didn't get that reading the graphic novel that he's supposed to be funny, and I also didn't picture him as sounding the way Jim Carrey sounds in this trailer. However, he sounds hilarious. The way he throws his voice is just, it reminds me of like 80s, like generic cartoon bad guy, from the 80s, the laugh and everything, just the stupid, laugh, the way he throws his voice is great. It's totally great. He doesn't even really look like Jim Carrey. They made him look exactly like the character from the comic books. I don't know how they did it with the makeup or whatever design or whatever they did with it, but they added on to his face to make him look totally different. You can't even really tell it's Jim Carrey unless you were to watch the trailer and see it and read it and all that stuff. If you just went to see the movie, you might go through the whole movie and not really realize that that's Jim Carrey. And that's great. It's good to see him do some different roles and look different and play, your kind of badass type of, dude that Kick-Ass can look up to as like his, sort of, I don't know, role model or sort of just, I don't know what the word is. Let me think here. Leader, he's like a leader of the type of group, at least in the comic books. So to look up to him in that way will be pretty funny to have Jim Carrey in there. I hope, though, they add some more lines in for Jim Carrey because in the graphic novel, Colonel Stars and Stripes doesn't have that big of a role. So I hope they increase that for the movie so that Jim Carrey can have some more lines, some more scenes, things like that, and even to the point where I hope they change what happens with the character so that he can be around, through the story and relevant all the way through. Don't want to spoil anything, but try to do this without spoilers. So, yeah, so I hope they add on to him. In terms of the rest of it, from the trailer, it looks like exact from the comic book. It looks like It's the graphic novel, just like interpreted in live action. Like it's exactly the same. I don't know if that's necessarily a good choice. I like the Walking Dead approach, which is Robert Kirkman and Todd McFarlane's approach to doing series, which is that none of the interpretations of what you do should ever be exactly the same. So if you're going to do a TV series, don't do it exactly the same as the comic book series, because that's boring. People who have read the comic books are going to go and watch it, and it's going to be the same thing. You know, you're going to know everything that happens, you know, before it happens. From the trailer, it looks like that's what they're doing with Kick-Ass 2. I'd like to see them do something a little bit differently and change the storyline up a bit, the plot, but it doesn't look like they're going to. However, whatever, you know, it is what it is. Mark Millar probably wrote the damn thing thinking we're going to make a movie out of this in a couple years anyway. So released the comic book and was like, okay, this is going to be a movie eventually. So what would I like to see in a movie? Because it is very like it's a comic book that works really well for a movie. The only thing that's going to be interesting to see is how they interpret all the violence, because this graphic novel is so violent. Like it's kind of silly and over the top and fun, but at the same time, it is super freaking violent, like just crazy violent. So it'll be fun to see how they, you know, throw in all those, all those different elements and mix it in with the comedy and just put it all together. It just looks like a lot of fun overall. I mean, it's got all the makings of a movie that should be great. I hope people don't skip over it and not see it because they're all burnt out on superhero movies. I think at this point, people have started to accept the fact that we're going to get like 4 or 5 good superhero movies every year, and it's going to keep coming probably forever. This one's fun because it's a superhero movie about superheroes. You know, it's meta in that regard. For example, in the graphic novel, they do reference the Avengers, which means that the Avengers do exist to these characters. So, you know, they're sort of inspired by, you know, characters and comic characters in their world, which is kind of similar to our world, except obviously the things they do in the movie and the way it plays out is heightened. It's not realistic per se, but superheroes do exist as a concept to them, which kind of makes it interesting as well. So overall, I love Kick-Ass 1. Really excited for Kick-Ass 2. The fact that Jim Carrey's in it and McLovin just elevated to another level of what it could be. Wouldn't be as much fun without them, and probably will be a lot of fun. And I can't wait to see it. Just absolutely stoked. Let me know what you guys think about Kick-Ass 2. If you've read the graphic novel, what did you think about it? Did you like it? Did you dislike it? Too much violence, not enough plot? Let me know. I can't wait. Later, guys. Peace.